Well, that was the work report of Chairman Yu Zhengsheng of the 12th CPPCC National Committee. He reviewed the work of the political advisory body and how to improve the investigation of political advisors and making better quality proposals for decision makers. And joining me here is Professor Fu Jun from Peking University and Mr. Zhang Lifen, Associate Editor of Financial Times and Editor-in-Chief of FEChinese.com. So what do you make of Yu Zhengsheng's report of the top political advisory body's work?
Well, my take of that is structurally, I do not see dramatic changes. The report is structured under three areas, sort of the role of political consultation, supervision, and the participation in politics. But beyond that, I do see some emphasis in some areas. For instance, he emphasized the quality of proposals. And he said members should make good use of the web so that they get closer to the masses. And he also said that the process of advising proposals and the passage of proposals need to have more transparency. And there is an interesting phrasing that he used. He said that proposals should be critical, but not radical. So I guess in a way that, generally speaking, what he wanted is, years down the road, he expects members of this top political advisors to raise the quality of proposals.
So how to improve the quality of the proposals, make the ideas count?
I think it's a typical Chinese speech. I think it's quite long. I think it's about 22 pages in length, and I think it is very detailed and is covering all aspects of what the CPPCC has done in the past 12 months. But my question as a journalist is that because the CPPC, the first P is actually the political consultative. I think the political side of it seems to be that it's somewhere it's not that highlighted. You know, it covers all sorts of proposals. You know, on industry policies, on environment. But I think in relation to what I said early on, it seems to be that perhaps it is high time just to review for the future of the Chinese future political development, just to see where the CPPC's future role will be. And also I've noticed, as Professor Fu just mentioned, that I've also noticed some interesting points in the report. For example, and the Chairman Yu Zhengsheng has said, the CPPCC should encourage its members to make promptuous speeches, no speech was pre-prepared. And so I think this is also reflect, his desire or his concern with the quality of the membership, perhaps also the quality of the proposal as well. So I think as a national body, as a body which is designed to promote or improve the quality, the policy making for the state affairs, perhaps I think, on each and every aspect, there's still a lot of room for improvements.
That has a lot to do with the composition of the political advisors body. They are composed of different representatives from different walks of life. They're not elected, they're selected by a committee from different fields. So how can they be well equipped to do the political advisor's job?
Unless you make amendment to the procedural aspects of selection or election of members, then you do not see dramatic changes in the willingness for the members to speak out.
Is there any room of improvement for their qualification and representation?
Well, in a way, yes, marginally. That is a reflection of the overall development of the Chinese economy. The rising of the economy, in a way, is a reflection of the quality of the people here. So in that sense, yes, but that is a constant. But to sort of think beyond that constant, you probably need to make some procedural changes so that you have a better chance to recruit more qualified members, political advisors. But my way of understanding this report is that this is the first year for the new administration. And in a way, probably the first year, much of the energy of this new administration has been spent on anti-corruption. And I hope years down the road that they will have to think more about better institutional arrangements within CPPCC and a better institutional arrangement between the two sessions, MPC and the CPPC, and also the two sessions on the one hand with the administration on the other, so that they can be serious about building what they call modern state governance.
I think there is already some offshoots of change, because in the provincial level of political advisory body, those members of the standing committee of the Communist Party are not supposed to be sitting chairman of the CPPCC locally.
I think I think potentially, I think the CPPPC should actually be equipped with actually providing, I think, high quality proposals, because it actually consists of I think a large proportion of specialists in each and every field, be it in arts or in business or in science and in education, almost in every field. I think probably what the change needs to be made is encourage them really be themselves and really make their voice heard, and in a specialist way. And also it seems to me that there are attempts to be made to make a kind of a pathway between the CPPC and MPC. But maybe one of the institutional change need to be made is that, for example, for most of the most popular, the most important proposals, I just don't know whether the MPC will be able to make a big move saying, okay, all top 5 most popular proposals each session will be legally acquire a legislative status or pass on to be considered by the MPC for legislation. So I think that kind of change, I think, should be considered in order to really to make sure that the institution, the CPPC, have more teeth and more substance.
So this institution has been in place for decades. Of course, it needs change and improvement, and we will keep watching this. Thank you very much, Li Fen, and thank you, Professor Fu Jun, for your take on this.